How would I rank Home Depot's 2022 Halloween animatronics from worst to best? Let's find out. For everything scary, I'm GMHaunts, and I'm going to make this intro short and sweet. Just about 2 weeks ago, the entire Home Depot Halloween 2022 animatronic lineup got leaked. We got to take a look at around 12 brand new life sizes and larger coming to Home Depot for the Halloween 2022 season. Now, as of right now, we only have the stock photos for each animatronic. We do not have the official stock videos. So, I'm going to be basing my rankings purely based off of their look and appearance. But I feel like each animatronic has a pretty unique look that will dictate how much I enjoy it without even getting to take a look at the official demo video and taking a look at the animations and phrases that each animatronic will feature. Now, I do want to say that in this video, I will not be taking a look at any of the tabletops or smaller items that will be getting released for the Home Depot 2022 season. If you would like me to make a part 2 of this ranking video, only taking a look at the tabletop items, let me know by writing a comment down below, and maybe that'll be my next ranking video I do for Home Depot. But without further ado, let's jump right into my Home Depot Halloween 2022 animatronic rankings from worst to best. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are back to my infamous ranking screen that I have used for oh so many animatronic lineups up to this point. As you can see, I have the exact same ranking screen, starting with perfect animatronic, going all the way down to fail animatronic. We have perfect, amazing, good, alright, and fail, obviously going up from the best of the best down to the very bottom, rock bottom, worst of the worst animatronic. Of course, that being the red category, fail. So without further ado, let's get right into the ranking of the Home Depot Halloween 2022 animatronic lineup. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be starting this off with the 6-foot standing witch. This animatronic is going to be manufactured by Techie Design for Home Depot for the 2022 season. And this is a pretty interesting animatronic because it has a lot of kind of mysterious and questions around it. Because, first of all, the question is, what kind of animation will this animatronic feature? There are a lot of rumors going around that this animatronic will either be a reskin of the Mr. Dark animatronic that we saw sold at Spirit Halloween last year with a big scissor mechanism to raise it up to around 9 feet tall. Another theory is that this will be a reskin of the Lurching Vampire from Spirit Halloween 2011. We have no idea as of right now because, like I mentioned in the beginning, we do not have official demo videos for any of these animatronics as of yet. So I am judging this completely off of look. Honestly, I kind of think that this is a pretty generic witch look. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm also not a huge critic of it. Because of that, I'm going to have to put this in the good animatronic category. I feel like even if this is a reskin of either Mr. Dark or Lurching Vampire, it would probably still remain in the good animatronic category, in my opinion, just for myself. So I'm going to be placing her in the good animatronic category on my chart here. Next up, we have the Bartender animatronic. Now, I know this is one that has a lot of people very much interested, and on the other side, also has a lot of people kind of critiquing it. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of more on the critiquing side than on the fan side for this animatronic. What we have here is a brand new animatronic being manufactured by SVI Seasonal Visions International. This is basically just a skeleton bartender holding a drink in his hand. I'm really hoping that there's some kind of illusion that comes with the bottle that actually looks like he's pouring it into the cup. I honestly don't know. I kind of doubt that there's going to be any kind of new technology on this animatronic. And in my opinion, he looks kind of cheap and he looks very plasticky. I have heard from a lot of people that he will work well in a Halloween party, kind of in a Halloween party, because he kind of fits in well with that kind of Halloween party aesthetic. I do agree with that. However, I just feel like he looks kind of cheap. He looks kind of plasticky. I'm not a huge fan of this guy, and because of that, I'm going to have to place him in the alright animatronic category. I don't think he's quite a fail, but at the same time, I don't think that he's going to fit onto the good animatronic category, at least for my liking. Next up, we have the Ferguson the Clown animatronic, another animatronic being manufactured by SVI Seasonal Visions International. This gotta be retailing for $199.99, $298. Now, what can I even say about this guy? I mean, I'm a huge fan of him. In my other video, when this animatronic, or when the lineup ended up first getting leaked, I said in that video how much of a huge fan of this animatronic that I was. That opinion still holds up. I'm still a huge fan of this guy. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love seeing a dark kind of funeral-like clown because we really don't see a lot of clowns that have monotone black coloring. which is why I enjoy this guy so much. He's not that generic classic clown that we see from other Halloween companies. He's completely unique. He has black colors. He looks like he would be maybe at a funeral with the flowers that he has in his hand. I'm a huge fan of this guy, and he's around 7 feet tall, which is also really awesome. Knowing that this guy is 7 feet tall and retailing for only $200 is, I feel like, just an amazing price tag for the size that this guy is going to have. I'm going to try to pick this guy up during the 2022 season if I can get my hands on him. I'm a huge fan of Ferguson the Clown, and because of that, he is going to have to be our first amazing animatronic on my ranking here. I'm a huge fan of this guy. SVI did a fantastic job on him. And a 7-foot animatronic for $200, fantastic price tag. I'm a really big fan of Ferguson the Clown coming for the Home Depot 2022 season. Next up is another one that a lot of people are really enjoying, including myself, and this is the 15-foot Phantom. That is right, you heard me correctly. This Phantom animatronic is 15 feet tall. Now, this guy is obviously just has a huge kind of build to him. We really don't see that many 15-foot animatronics. Obviously, over the past couple of years, and we will see some of them on this ranking video that are coming out for this season, Home Depot has been making a ton of 12-foot characters and 12-foot animatronics. This guy is even going one step further, and they're making him 15 feet tall. Once again, this guy will be manufactured by SVI Seasonal Visions International. This guy's just really impressive from the stock photo because of his size. He doesn't have a super unique look to him. He is just a classic generic Phantom. That's all he is. But the thing that makes him so cool and so impressive is his 15-foot build. Because of that, I'm going to have to be placing him in the good animatronic category. Honestly, I don't think that he fits, at least in my liking, on the amazing animatronic category. I don't think he compares to animatronics such as Ferguson the Clown, but nonetheless, his 15-foot build makes him a really impressive animatronic, and I'm really interested to see what kind of animation this guy will feature. I'm kind of hoping that maybe he'll bob from side to side, maybe creating the look that he's kind of floating around. That 15-foot build is really impressive, and I can't wait to see this guy in person, hopefully at my local Home Depot location. And that's why I'm going to have to put him on the good animatronic category in this ranking video. Next up, we have the Goblin Thief. This is an animatronic that is going to be manufactured by Techie Design, otherwise known as Techie Toys. This animatronic is around 4 feet tall, and once again, he is just known as the Goblin Thief. The kind of concept behind this guy is a goblin taking a skeleton and kind of capturing him and putting him into a sack that he is dragging around. Like I mentioned in my original Home Depot 2022 leaked video, I am a giant fan of this Goblin Thief animatronic. I know that a lot of other people aren't really liking this guy because he looks kind of a little bit too green. He looks cartoony. He's a little bit too small. To be completely honest with you, I am the complete opposite of that when it comes down to my opinion. I'm a huge fan of the Goblin Thief. I think he's fantastic. We really don't see that many, like, trolls, goblins, whatever you want to call them, when it comes down to Halloween decorations, which is why I was so surprised when I saw the leaked picture of this guy. Then when I looked further into the picture, I loved him even more, because I have a feeling that the animation will either be that he pushes the skeleton into the bag, or that he slowly pulls the skeleton out of the bag. Nonetheless, the concept of this troll is really awesome, and I feel like the animation will also be really cool. I love the concept of a troll stealing a skeleton and putting him into a sack. I really enjoy it. This is such a unique concept. We have really seen nothing like this from any other Halloween company. I'm a huge fan of this guy, and he will be retailing for $149.99, 150 United States dollars. I feel like that's an awesome price tag, especially because even though he's only 4 feet tall, he will feature a lot of animation because he does have that skeleton in his sack. It looks like he does also feature LED eyes, and again, even though he's not the biggest of animatronics, I feel like his 4-foot kind of build makes it even better because a troll isn't supposed to be that big. So I love him even more that he is only 4 feet tall. Nonetheless, this is one of my favorite animatronics, probably my favorite from the Home Depot 2022 animatronic lineup, and because of that, I'm going to have to place him on the amazing animatronic category with Ferguson the Clown because he is my favorite animatronic from the Home Depot 2022 animatronic lineup. Next up, we have the 2022 version of the Pumpkin Twins. Obviously, the Pumpkin Twins were an animatronic that released during the 2021 Halloween season. I did manage to pick them up. I actually have them in my room. You can't see them because they're very small. They're kind of in the background behind my head here. But I am a huge fan of the Pumpkin Twins. They are so awesome. I really enjoy them, and I was so happy to be able to pick them up during the 2021 season. Which is why I was super excited when I saw this leaked picture and saw that they will be getting re-released kind of for the 2022 season, although they will be sporting a brand new look to them. The original version made them look more like kind of like just pumpkins and kind of farm kind of outfits. That's the best way I could describe it. This year, it looks like they're sporting more trick-or-treaters, and the SVI as the manufacturer, or excuse me, Pan Creations is the manufacturer of these guys. Pack. It seems to be that for this year, they're going more in the direction of trick-or-treaters. I'm a huge fan of that. I love how the boy now has a skeleton outfit on, and how the girl has a witch's outfit. Once again, I feel like it's way different than the original one that we got last year. And honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think I enjoy the brand new version that look like trick-or-treaters more than I like the original ones. I love the original Pumpkin Twins, and I feel like I enjoy these brand new ones even more than I love the original. I honestly might try to pick these ones up to go with my original set. I'm not really sure yet. There's some other animatronics that I would like to buy first over these brand new Pumpkin Twins. But nonetheless, I'm a huge fan of this new version of the Pumpkin Twins. They're really awesome, and I think that I enjoy them even more than the original. Because of that, I think I'm going to have to put them on the good animatronic category. I don't think I enjoy them as much as the Goblin Thief or Ferguson the Clown, but nonetheless, I definitely enjoy them as much as the 6-foot Standing Witch and the 15-foot Phantom, so I think I'm going to put them on the good animatronic category just for now. I might change it at the end. Next up, we have the brand new 12-foot character coming to us for Home Depot. Obviously, last year we saw the Infernal Pumpkin Skeleton. In 2020, we saw the ordinary 12-foot skeleton. And then for this year, to continue the 12-foot lineup, Home Depot is using SVI once again as the manufacturer to create a brand new 12-foot witch. Now, obviously, this is very exciting because we didn't really know for sure if Home Depot would be making another 12-foot character for 2022. Then just a couple of days ago, I feel like it was after this animatronic, the rest of the lineup got leaked. We got this leaked photo giving us our first look at the brand new 12-foot character coming to us for 2022, and surprise, it's a 12-foot witch, kind of on a giant broom, kind of looks like she's flying. I'm a huge fan of this one. I know a lot of other people really enjoy her. At this point, there's a really big kind of community and a whole big fandom for the 12-foot characters. There's a Facebook groups being made. There are people kind of raving about these 12-foot characters, and it makes sense because they are very awesome. And it seems like the groups for 12-foot characters are enjoying this witch as much, if not even more, than the 12-foot skeletons that we got the past 2 years. Honestly, I'm a big fan of the 12-foot witch coming to us for the 2022 season. I love the color scheme. I love that she's on a giant broom. On an engineering level, this one is just super impressive. I can't wait to see this one in person and to see how it actually stands up. Huge fan of the 12-foot witch coming to us for Home Depot from SVI. And to be honest, I think I'm going to have to put her on, once again, the good animatronic category. Once again, obviously, she is very impressive on an engineering level. I know a lot of people really enjoy her. However, I don't think I enjoy her as much as Ferguson the Clown or the Goblin Thief. I love those animatronics so much, and I feel like they are just so far ahead of the other animatronics in the lineup. So I feel like I am going to put the 12-foot witch in the good animatronic category. Alright, so next up we have the faceless grabbing Scarecrow coming to us from Techie Design. Now, just like a lot of other people, I am not a big fan of this Scarecrow animatronic. I feel like it's just very plain. He looks very clean. I said this in my original video when the lineup got leaked, that I feel like he needed to have some more dirt on him, maybe some mud on his outfits to really make this look like a creepy Scarecrow. I also feel like the face of this guy just isn't scary at all. Even if Techie as the manufacturer made the face a little bit more dirty, a little bit more scary, maybe a creepier facial expression, I would have enjoyed this guy a lot more and maybe overlooked the cleanliness of his outfit. But I feel like overall, this animatronic is just really plain. From the title of this guy and the name of this guy, Faceless Grabbing Scarecrow, I have a feeling that he'll feature a very similar animation to the Inferno Scarecrow that we got last year, with the arm kind of lurching forward to grab you. I'm sure that he'll have a pretty good jump scare to come along with him, but I just feel like he's a little bit too clean, he's a little bit not scary enough, and this guy is just a super forgettable, generic Scarecrow animatronic coming to us from Techie Design. Honestly, I feel like I'm going to have to put this guy in the alright animatronic category next to the Bartender, just because, once again, he's very plain. He's not scary at all, in my opinion, and I just feel like so much more could have been done with this faceless grabbing Scarecrow. Next up, we have the brand new Oogie Boogie animatronic actually coming to us as a surprise from Gemmy and Party Time Latex Factory. There's kind of two manufacturers working on this one animatronic. Now, honestly, I'm a pretty big fan of this Oogie Boogie. It seems like every year people have always said that we need an Oogie Boogie animatronic. Nightmare Before Christmas is obviously a huge part of Halloween. It's one of the biggest Halloween licenses from Disney. People have always wanted any of the characters, other than Jack Skellington and Sally, we have gotten them from companies such as Spirit and also companies such as Home Depot in previous years. But we've never gotten an Oogie Boogie animatronic or a Mayor animatronic until this year. Home Depot is going out of their way with Gemmy and Party Time to manufacture for us a brand new Oogie Boogie animatronic. Now, obviously, over the past couple of years, GMHaunts has really been on a down curve and making some really bad animatronics that just were bad quality and stuff that was nowhere near on par with the stuff that they were manufacturing 10, 15 years ago. However, I feel like this Oogie Boogie animatronic is actually one of the best things they've created over the past couple of years. Now, once again, they are not the only manufacturer of this animatronic. Party Time is also being used as the factory. So this is not only GMHaunts' creation, but nonetheless, they are working on it, and I feel like this is a great animatronic. Definitely one of the best that GMHaunts has made over the past couple of years. Now, from the stock photo, this guy looks to be around 7, 8, maybe 9 feet tall. He looks to be very gigantic, which fits the character well. In the movie, this guy is pretty large, so it would fit him pretty well if he is around 8, 9 feet tall. I'm a pretty big fan of this guy, and because of that, I'm going to have to put him in the good animatronic category. Once again, just like a lot of the other stuff, I know I've said this a lot throughout this video. I don't think I like him as much as Ferguson or the Goblin Thief. That's why I'm going to have to put him in the good animatronic category. Next up, we have the 10-foot Werewolf animatronic with LCD eyes. Now, this is coming to us from SVI Witches International. Now, originally, when this photo actually got leaked, a lot of other people, including myself, believed that this was the 12-foot character for Home Depot's 2022 season. However, we got more information on this guy. We heard what his official name was. We got his height, and we actually found out that this is not the 12-foot character. This is actually a 10-foot prop, not the 12-foot prop. The 12-foot character for this year is the witch that we already took a look at. Now, to be completely honest with you, I'm actually a pretty big fan of this guy as well. I feel like he looks pretty nice. I don't think I enjoy him as much as the witch. Now, if you watched my video when this guy first got leaked, I said that he looked very plasticky. I said that he would have been a lot better if he featured actual fur. I still agree with that. I feel like I don't like this guy. I feel like I could have liked him more if he featured actual fur instead of the plastic resin material, whatever it is that they're using on this animatronic. Now, then I got a couple of comments telling me, well, hey, he doesn't feature fur because he's meant to be outside and fur would get really messed up in the rain or in the weather. So now I do understand that, and I get why they didn't go with a fur material. Now that I understand that this is meant to be an animatronic that's supposed to be outside because he is 10 feet tall. Nonetheless, like I mentioned in my other video when I first took a look at this guy, I feel like the sculpt of this guy is really awesome. I love how it really has like some really detailed pointy ears. His hands are really awesome. Of course, he's giant. He's 10 feet tall. His hands look gigantic. His feet look really big. And also, like I mentioned in my original video, I'm not a huge fan of his outfit. It just is really generic. It's the exact thing you think of when you think of a werewolf. Because of that, I feel like I'm going to have to put him on the good animatronic category. I feel like there's a lot of things that could have been done better on this guy, such as fur material, even though he is meant to be outside. Maybe an indoor version that featured fur. I feel like a more unique outfit definitely would have suited him a lot better than what we're seeing here. But nonetheless, I'm going to be putting him on the good animatronic category on my ranking chart. Next up, we have the 6-foot Malevolent Wizard coming to us from SVI Witches International. Now, I know that a lot of other people are really enjoying this guy, and honestly, I don't think I enjoy him as much as other people like him, or as much of other people are kind of praising him. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit strange to see that we're getting a wizard animatronic from Home Depot for the 2022 season. When I think of Halloween, I really don't think of wizards, although I kind of understand maybe there is kind of a magical fantasy version of Halloween that kind of goes very well with the Goblin Thief that we already took a look at. Once again, this guy's being manufactured by SVI. I think they did a fantastic job on the face sculpt of this guy. It looks really realistic. He looks like he has a very real face. It kind of looks like a real person. Although I don't really understand why we're getting a wizard animatronic for Halloween. It's just a little bit strange to me. I'm not a huge fan of this guy just because I don't really understand it. He's just kind of forgettable in my opinion. There's a lot of other stuff that's better than him on this lineup. And because of that, I'm going to drop him on the good animatronic category, which is really building up here. Very much building up. Next up, we have the 8-foot Reaper of Souls coming to us as the manufacturer of SVI Witches International. Now, I mentioned this already in my original video talking about the original leaked photos of the animatronic lineup. I'm not a big fan of this guy, to be completely honest with you. I mention this a lot on my YouTube channel, but I'm very much bored of Reapers and Grim Reaper animatronics. I feel like they get kind of overused a lot, and they all look very similar to each other. If a company is going to release a Grim Reaper animatronic, just make it look a little bit different. Do something unique with it. Make it kind of different. Make it kind of special. I feel like this Reaper of Souls animatronic just looks a lot like the Inferno Reaper that we got last year from Home Depot. It looks a lot like a lot of other Grim Reapers that we see from other Halloween companies. In my opinion, this animatronic is 100% forgettable. I'll probably forget about this guy by next season. The only thing that's cool about this guy is that he does feature a red cloak, We don't see a ton of Grim Reaper animatronics that have red on them, but his body, his face, his sickle, they just look like a lot of other Grim Reapers that we see every single year. His 8-foot like build is kind of interesting, but not really. Not a big fan of this guy at all. So I'm going to have to drop him on the alright animatronic category, just because in my opinion he's very forgettable. He's not unique at all, and he's just another Grim Reaper animatronic in my eyes. Alright, so next up we have the SVI Cauldron Witches. I'm going to try to get through this one as fast as I can, because probably most of you know how I feel about this one. I say every year how I'm getting more and more bored of witch animatronics, especially ones like this. In my eyes, they look so generic. They look so much like each other. So many animatronics look exactly like this, and the only thing interesting about this one is I believe this was canceled from Morris Costumes last year. Morris Costumes was supposed to release this. Home Depot, I guess, picked it up for this year. They wanted to release it in their lineup. So bored of this one, I have nothing to say. Honestly, I might even put this out of spite. I should just put this one in the fail animatronic category. But you know what? I feel like in lighting, maybe you could do some cool things. So, I don't even... Yeah, I know. I was going to put it in the alright. Know that in my mind, this one is probably closer, is in between alright and fail. But since I don't have that category in between alright and fail, I'm just going to put it in the alright category. Alright, and finally, our last life-size and larger, this is probably larger than life-size, to take a look at. In my Home Depot 2022 animatronic ranking, we have the Graveyard Colossal Spider being manufactured by SVI. Now, once again, this is kind of a bad way to end the video, just like the witches, because I really am not a big fan of the spider at all. I know a lot of other people really enjoy it and think that it's cool and that you can put it in your yard. Honestly, just like witches, I don't really love spider decorations or spider animatronics. I feel like spiders are kind of like overused a lot and not the best idea when it comes down to animatronics. This one is more interesting than others, in my opinion, just because obviously it's huge. That's what people are saying about it. It looks like it's gigantic in this picture. I can't wait to see what it looks like in person. Obviously, this is meant to be an outdoor decoration. Maybe you put in your front yard, maybe on top of your house if you could do that, to make it look like it's climbing around. Not a huge fan of it. I feel like the rest of the lineup is like 10 times better than this thing is, just because it's just a spider. I mean, come on. It might not even have any animation. It probably won't. This will probably just be a static prop. Not a huge fan of this, and I feel like there's everything else basically on this lineup is better. Because of that, I'm also going to have to put the Graveyard Colossal Spider in the alright animatronic category. Not a huge fan of it. Basically, everything else is better than this. Even everything else in the alright category is better than this animatronic. But I guess that's going to wrap up my chart. As you can see right here, that is my entire chart for this ranking video. I don't think I want to make any changes. I feel like I got it pretty spot on accurate for what my opinions are. So I guess, take a look at it. You can pause the video if you'd like to take a look at it one last time. But I guess, without further ado, let's cut to the outro. So that's going to wrap up my ranking of the entire Home Depot Halloween 2022 animatronic lineup and life sizes that might be static, just like the Graveyard Colossal Spider. Once again, like I mentioned in the beginning, if you would like to see me do a part 2 of this video where I rank all of the tabletop items coming out, such as the pumpkins, I know that creepy little posable skeleton thing, all of the tabletops and smaller items that aren't animatronics, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I'll do a part 2 Home Depot ranking video only taking a look at the tabletops, because I only looked at the animatronics today. Like I mentioned in my original videos when the animatronic lineup got leaked 2 weeks ago, I'm a huge fan of the lineup this year. I think there's some really awesome animatronics and gems thrown into the lineup this year. My two favorites are Ferguson the Clown and the Goblin Thief. I would 100% will be buying the Goblin Thief, and I'm going to try to pick up Ferguson the Clown as well. I feel like the rest of the lineup is also pretty solid, such as the Oogie Boogie, the Standing Witch, the Pumpkin Twins. There's a lot of really awesome stuff in Home Depot's lineup this year. It was a lot of fun to rank all these animatronics because I feel like they're all pretty awesome in their own way, except for some of them. I say some of them are a little bit plain, but most of them have a really unique look to them, and I feel like a lot of them will be really awesome, and I can't wait to see a lot of them in stores at my Home Depot during the 2022 Halloween season. Ladies and gentlemen, remember as always, for everything scary, I'm GMHaunts. I also got that for more Home Depot Halloween 2022 videos. Goodbye.